The Story Orchestra, 4 Seasons in One Day, illustrated by Jessica Courtney-Tickle. 4 seasons in one day. In her room, Isabel lies sleeping. When she wakes up, she'll go on an incredible journey with her apple tree and her puppy, traveling through 4 seasons in just one day. Follow her and see spring blossom. Feel the summer's heat, gather in the autumn harvest, and gasp at the cold of winter. But that's not all. You can hear music for every season too. With Vivaldi's The 4 Seasons, the music brings the story to life. Quick, the little girl is stirring. Outside, birds are gathering, singing their hearts out in the morning sun. That they've returned can only mean one thing. Spring is here. After listening to the Spring Dawn chorus over breakfast, Isabel fetches her apple tree and her bag. "Come on, Pickle," she calls to her puppy. "We have to hurry to get to the spring festival by noon." But as they leave the house, clouds fill the sky. Spring skies are as changeable as the wind and full of sudden showers. The rain has vanished by the time Isabel and Pickle get to the spring festival at noon. Everywhere they look, there are people smiling, dancing, and laughing under the blue sky and shining sun. The air feels fresh and new, and lambs bleat and chicks tweet as everyone gathers to wear spring flowers and plant vegetables. An Easter egg hunt is underway. "Come on, Pickle," says Isabel. "Let's join in." As the afternoon wears on, it grows hotter and hotter. The strong summer sun beats down on the festival goers, including Isabel and Pickle. The heat tickles their backs, prickles their skin, and breathes down their necks. The only thing they can do is close their eyes. But while they do so, dark clouds appear from nowhere, covering the sun. Too late, Isabel awakens and looks up at the dark sky. The clouds rumble angrily, and with a blast of lightning, the sky cracks open. A second later, rain tumbles down. "Quick, Pickle," shouts Isabel, "run!" After a while, the storm fades, and a breeze stirs the air. Everyone sighs with relief. It's time to collect in the autumn harvest. There are shiny red apples, crunchy orange carrots, and soft golden hay. Isabel and Pickle help everyone gather food for the winter, picking apples off their own tree. Around them, animals do their own harvesting too. In the fading light, the air becomes cooler. The leaves turn orange, red, and brown and fall from the trees in huge, dusty piles. "Let's jump through them as we walk back, Pickle," cries Isabel. Above them, the birds fly away to warmer lands, and all around, animals prepare for a long, cold winter. Isabel and Pickle aren't far from their house when the snow comes. The winter cold bites into their hands and faces, making them shiver and tingle. They run around to keep warm, then build a handsome snowman with stones for eyes and a carrot for a nose. "I'm freezing," says Isabel when it's finished. "The sun's setting," says Isabel. "Hurry, Pickle, we've got to get inside before it gets dark." They run along as fast as they can, but Isabel stumbles on an icy bit of path. She trips, slips, and the apple tree falls out of her hands, rolls down a hill and into a stream, where the pot smashes. "My poor tree," says Isabel as she sits at home, safe and sound. "I'm so sad I lost it." "What's the matter, Pickle?" The puppy is scratching at Isabel's pocket. Isabel puts her hand in and finds an apple. "You're so clever," she exclaims, because after she has eaten the apple, she is left with the core, which has a few brown, glossy seeds. The perfect seeds to plant for spring so a new apple tree can grow. Antonio Vivaldi was born in Venice, Italy in 1678. He had bright red hair, although he often wore a wig on top of it, like most men in those days. His dad taught him the violin, and he went on to become a very famous composer, writing more than 800 pieces of music. One of his most famous pieces is The Four Seasons, which was composed in 1723. Vivaldi was inspired by his friend Marco Ricci, who painted pictures of the seasons, to write pictures of music that sounded like spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The Four Seasons is an example of program music. This is what musicians call music that paints a picture in your head. Vivaldi managed to make a small group of stringed instruments sound like lots of different things. Along with that, he wrote some very good tunes that you could whistle if you tried. Have a listen to the music on the next page and see what sounds you can hear and what tunes you can hum or whistle. The story in this book is inspired by the Four Seasons, but you might think the music tells a different tale. Rhythm, the beat of a piece of music. Phrase, a group of notes that are part of a longer piece of music. Orchestra, a group of instruments that play together. Key, this tells the musicians what special notes to play. Major keys sound happy, and minor keys sound sad. Trills, moving quickly from a note to the one next to it and back again. And solo, when one instrument plays on its own. Spring Movement 1. This is the opening theme of the whole piece and announces that spring is here. The high strings all play the same simple rhythm and patterns of notes at the same time, which feels like birds tweeting and lambs hopping in the countryside. Spring Movement 1. This bit is supposed to sound like a sudden thunderstorm in spring. The string orchestra plays fast, rumbling, repeated notes that sound like thunder. Then the solo violin plays high notes in groups of 3 that sound like lightning bolts. Spring Movement 3. Skippy, bouncy rhythms make this part feel like a dance. Vivaldi imagined fairies and shepherds jigging about to the sound of bagpipes beneath the blossom of trees. Can you hear the low strings playing very long notes underneath the tune? Summer, Movement 1. This music is very slow with lots of rests between the phrases. Listen carefully to the pattern of notes. Each phrase starts lower and lower each time. It sounds like the shepherd from springtime is tired from the hot weather and wants to lie down. Summer, Movement 3. Another storm. Can you hear anything that sounds similar to the storm in spring? The violins play fast patterns of notes that fall downward, which sounds like rain falling to the ground. Autumn, Movement 1. In this music, Vivaldi imagined people in the countryside enjoying the harvest. All of the orchestra plays the same rhythm, which makes it sound like everyone is celebrating together. Autumn, Movement 3. Vivaldi wrote this piece of music about a fox hunt that would have happened in his day. If you listen carefully, you can hear the bouncing rhythm. This clip sounds like a horse trotting through the countryside. Winter, Movement 1. Can you hear the orchestra shivering? The little jumpy trills sound like people trembling in the icy snow. The solo violin enters, playing very fast notes that leap up and down like an icy wind whipping around you. Winter, Movement 1. The fast little notes sound like somebody's teeth are chattering, and the loud, slower leaps sound like people stamping their feet in the snow. Winter, Movement 2. Can you hear the violinists plucking strings with their fingertips? Vivaldi wanted this bit to sound like icy rain outside of a window. There is a happy tune over the top of the plucking, which sounds like a person sitting inside by the fire, looking out at the rain.